Go ahead and get started. So once again, welcome to the Say Yes Guilford Scholarship Information Session. My name is Brandy Kennedy, and I serve as the Director of Student Outreach and Post-Secondary Access, and I also have some other colleagues with me here today.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Marcus Perkins, and I'm the Say Yes Guilford intern here.
All right, and I'm Warshay Downing, the Senior Director of Data and Post-Secondary Success for Say Yes Guilford. And as Brenda said, we're glad to have you this evening. And our mission at Say Yes Guilford is to provide access to support services and scholarships designed to prepare Guilford County School students for success in college, career, and life. We are so glad that you're joining us on this evening to learn more about the Say Yes Scholarship Program. So since the inception of Say Yes Guilford, our lifetime scholarship impact is over $36 million in scholarship impact since the inception of Say Yes Guilford. And as you see, we have students that receive scholarships in various forms: tuition awards and grants, opportunity grants, our choice grants at our private universities, and our compact scholarships at our private universities as well. So we are happy for their success, and they are doing remarkable things. Our scholarship model is twofold. We have a public university model and we have a private university model, which we're going to dive into more details right now. The public university model is partnered with our 16 public four-year colleges and universities in North Carolina, and our partnership with our 58 public community colleges across North Carolina as well. It is based upon three criteria: household income as reported on the FAFSA, your adjusted gross income, tuition caps, and continuous enrollment in Guilford County schools. So let's take a look a little bit deeper detail at this. If family income is above $100,000, then there is no Say Yes award to a student attending a public university in North Carolina. If family income is between $75,001 to $100,000, the student must be enrolled by the fourth grade, and as a result, they can receive up to $2,250 towards remaining tuition balance after Pell, state, and institutional aid. As we slide on down further, if family income is between $40,001 to $75,000, the student must be enrolled in Guilford County schools continuously by the sixth grade, and they can receive up to $4,500 after Pell, state, and institutional aid. The last category is our families who are under $40,000. As long as the student is enrolled continuously by the ninth grade, the full tuition balance is paid after Pell, state, and institutional aid. Again, we are a last dollar tuition scholarship program, eligible scholarship program. Now, our opportunity grant, as you see down here at the very bottom, if the student receives the maximum Pell Grant this year, the maximum Pell Grant is $6,495 for this academic year, then the student qualifies to receive the Say Yes Opportunity Grant in the amount of $350 or $175 per semester, as long as they have been continuously enrolled since the ninth grade and they receive that maximum Pell Grant. Again, this is the policy for the 2021-2022 college year. Now, as we look at our private university model, we are partnered with more than 100 four-year private universities across the country. We have students attending various private colleges and universities across the country, and we're proud of them. The program is based upon a $75,000 household income threshold. So for example, if family income is $75,000 and under, then the student must be continuously enrolled by the ninth grade in Guilford County schools, and as a result, tuition and select fees are covered by that particular college or university. We're going to provide that list of colleges to you on the next slide. If family income is above $75,000, the student must be continuously enrolled in Guilford County schools by the ninth grade. And as a result, the student can qualify to receive up to a $5,000 choice grant, again, after Pell, state, and institutional aid. As we advance to the next slide, you will see the list of all of our private colleges and university partnerships, of which we have students at several of these colleges. And of course, we want to highlight our very own local Guilford County private colleges and universities. As we hone in on one particular college, we have an asterisk by High Point University's name, and that's because they are a limited partner. Only 5 students currently can receive that particular scholarship. If you are interested, please be sure to reach out to the admissions rep at High Point University. Nevertheless, all of our other partners, such as Greensboro College, Guilford College, Wake Forest, Duke, you name it, they're unlimited partners, and so on and so forth. So take a look at our website, sayyesguilford.org, for this full list. All right. And now the application process. The application opens October 1st of your student's senior year in high school. We know many of you have already tried to do your Say Yes application, but it opens October 1st of your senior year, just a few, well, almost a week or so away from opening. But you go to sayyesguilford.org, and there you will see all of the information on how to apply. You'll click the link, and it will direct you to the very next steps. Listen, it takes less than 5 minutes to complete the Say Yes application. It is very simple for you to do, and we highly recommend it if you are a high school senior, regardless of if you feel that you qualify or not. Why not go ahead and take the extra step to complete the application? Now, we give students until June 1st of their senior year to indicate their their college enrollment. So the application opens October 1st of your senior year, and you have until June 1st of your senior year to indicate college enrollment in the system, so that we may be able to accurately communicate with the college or university to which you are going to enroll in. Again, opens October 1st. You're going to see this flyer posted everywhere. Your counselors will probably begin to share this even more with you. Again, sayyesguilford.org, and check out our stuff, our information on social media as well. And again, the FAFSA. So the FAFSA opens October 1st as well. Why did we put this on this slide? Well, first of all, the FAFSA is a very important tool. In order for us to know what you may qualify for, or you're a GI, it goes first to the college or university. And once you indicate enrollment over the summer, they begin to share that information with us. So your FAFSA is so important. It opens October 1st of your senior year, and you can stay tuned to all of the various financial aid workshops that we'll be hosting as well. Brandy will be telling you more about that very soon. Next slide, please. And what you need to know to complete the FAFSA, or what you need to do, you need to have your FSA ID. In fact, even before the FAFSA opens October 1st, you can go ahead and create your FSA ID by going online, okay? You, your parent, and the student will need to have an FSA ID to be able to sign the FAFSA electronically. It's a great tool. And you have all the other resources as well. So please make sure you check out the website and also plug into the Say Yes sessions in regard to financial aid assistance and FAFSA assistance. And now calculation of awards by Brandy Kennedy.
Okay, so you've had the opportunity to learn a little bit more about our scholarship model and how you can apply beginning October 1st. And so now we're going to walk through how you can calculate your Say Yes Guilford Award even prior to your student beginning to attend the college or university that they'll attend next year. And so, as Roche mentioned, Say Yes Guilford serves as the last dollar tuition model. And so, breaking down, as you all know, the cost of college consists of more than just tuition. So here on the screen, you'll see a breakdown of the cost of attendance of an average college in public college in the state of North Carolina. And you'll see on average tuition is about $4,500. However, the cost of attendance may read nearly $22,000. And this is because of other fees that you see listed that may not be associated with tuition, such as room and board, insurance, and other fees. So just re-emphasizing that Sayas Guilford serves as a last dollar tuition model, which means we support the tuition balance after any federal aid has been applied, state aid, and institutional aid. And so as you begin to apply to your colleges and your senior begins getting their financial aid packages, this is a way in which you can calculate your Say Yes award or determine what you may be eligible for depending upon what institution you decide to go to. And so, as Warshay mentioned earlier, we communicate directly with the college or university, and this is why it's important for you to do your FAFSA and all the necessary paperwork. So, what do you need in order to calculate your Say Yes Guilford Award? So, number one, you need your financial aid package. And so, many of you are like, I don't have that yet. That is completely fine. Before you get your financial aid package, you must do a few things. Not only apply to college, you must be accepted and also submit your financial aid application. So, that process, again, the FAFSA does not open until October 1st. So, this is not something that you will probably get until January or even later in the spring. Next, you need to know, how long have I been enrolled in GCS? So, what is your continuous enrollment? Did you begin GCS in kindergarten, or maybe you moved here in the sixth grade? Just your own knowledge of that. Next, you need the Sayas Guilford Scholarship Model, depending upon if you're going to be attending a public institution or one of our private higher ed compact institutions. Next, what is your AGI? So, as Warshay mentioned, when you are completing the FAFSA, which opens October 1st, you will be using the financial information from your 2020 tax returns. So, what is your AGI as reported on the FAFSA, which will use your 2020 tax returns this year? And so, walking into an example, and this may require you to pull out your calculator on your phone a little bit, but we're going to walk through an example. So, we have a student here who is going to be attending a public institution. They're going to be attending UNC Wilmington in the fall. This student has been enrolled since the sixth grade in Guilford County School. And after they did their FAFSA, their AGI or adjusted gross income was $55,000. And so here, based on this model, you can see that we will look at this income category of $40,001 to $75,000. And based on this criteria, this student does meet the continuous enrollment criteria, having been enrolled since sixth grade. And so based on this, they are eligible for up to $4,500 towards their tuition balance after any Pell, state, or institutional aid has been applied. So as I mentioned earlier, you will also need your financial aid package that you'll receive from various institutions in order to help calculate your award. So here on the screen, you see a sample financial aid package from the student at UNCW. Here you can see that this student has been offered loans and has also been offered a Seahawk grant. I want to emphasize here that Say Yes Guilford does not calculate outside scholarships or loans into our calculations. So we simply take into account federal aid, state aid, and institutional aid. So here, looking at this financial aid package, you can see that this student received a total of $2,000 in institutional aid in the form of a Seahawk grant. And so moving on, you need to know, what is the cost of tuition where you're going to be attending. So for UNCW during the 2019-2020 year, the cost of tuition was $4,442. This student again received $2,000 in institutional aid in the form of a Seahawk grant. So based on this criteria, you will see that this student is eligible for $2,442 to be paid by Say Yes Guilford, or $1,221. You may be a little confused and wonder why this student is not receiving $4,500, but we just really want to reemphasize that Say Yes Guilford pays the balance after any federal, state, and institutional aid. Therefore, this student will receive $1,221 per semester. So if this student does their FAFSA, completes all their necessary paperwork, then Say Yes Guilford will make that payment after they communicate directly with UNCW in the beginning of the fall semester. Moving on to a private example, we have a GCS senior who has been enrolled in GCS since ninth grade. Their family's adjusted gross income on their 2020 tax return is $102,000. This student is planning to attend Wake Forest University. So based on this criteria, again, keeping in mind the $75,000 income threshold for our private model, this student is eligible for up to $5,000 in a choice grant because again, they fall into the category above $75,000 and they have been enrolled in GCS since ninth grade. So again, taking a look at the financial aid package that this student received, you will see that this student received $10,000 in institutional aid, and they also received a Wake Forest scholarship of $50,500. So based on this financial aid package, you can see the amount of aid that total aid that this student received was $60,500. The cost of tuition at Wake Forest for this school year is for the 2019-2020 school year was $74,424. Keep in mind that this student received $60,500 in aid from the institution, leaving a balance of tuition of $13,925. Again, based on the Higher Ed Compact, this student is eligible for up to $5,000 in a choice grant towards their tuition balance. So this student will receive $2,500 from Say Yes Guilford. And so as I walk through those calculation examples, we would like to point you to an area of the website where you can read more about how you can walk through these calculations yourself and also just read through some frequently asked questions that not only will help you resources such as completing the FAFSA, but also better understanding the timeline in which we communicate with the colleges and universities to successfully determine your students' eligibility. In addition to this, we have a Say Yes Guilford scholarship checklist, which helps encompass everything. So currently, if you're a GCS senior, you are doing your college application on October 1st. Hopefully, you're going to go ahead and knock out not only the Say Yes Guilford scholarship, but you're going to go ahead and knock out your FAFSA using your 2020 tax returns. You're going to go ahead and have completed your North Carolina residency so that you are classified as an in-state student and charge in-state tuition at public institutions. And you're going to make sure, of course, you do your Say Yes Guilford registration, but do not forget to indicate your school enrollment by June 1st. So after you do this and you are enrolled full-time and you begin classes, then Say Yes Guilford begins the process of communicating with the institution in which you indicated in your portal by June 1st so that we can determine your scholarship eligibility. And so just before we move on to some upcoming events that we have and other post-secondary access resources, we really want to emphasize that Say Yes Guilford not only provides scholarships, even if you feel like you may not qualify, it's important to go ahead and apply. Apply and go ahead and lock yourself in because you never know what what life may bring to you. So, or if you plan on transferring back to an institution or maybe even going on to college later. So make sure that you go ahead, if you are a GCS senior, regardless of what you think, go ahead and complete the short application. It does not require an essay. It is not based off of merit. It is solely based off need and continuous enrollment and your tuition balance at the institution in which you choose to attend that we are partnered with. And so even if you feel as if you may not qualify, Say Yes Guilford not only offers scholarships, we also offer a variety of post-secondary resources, as I mentioned, such as FAFSA completion, college application assistance, and also just ensuring that you are getting that assistance as you transition into college. So some of our upcoming events that we have coming up in collaboration with Guilford County Schools, of course, we have our scholarship information session here tonight, and some of you all may have had the opportunity to attend our free SAT, ACT prep a few weeks ago. But we also have coming up our GCS College Blast. This is a perfect way for you to go ahead and get that quick information. It's the night before October 1st, before the Say Yes Guilford scholarship application and the FAFSA open. So great time to go ahead and hear about all the different things and what you should be doing when in your senior year. And we also have some great events that CFNC, one of our partners, the College Foundation of North Carolina, will be hosting in order to not only help assist with the FAFSA, but also learn more about other scholarships. Because as I mentioned, Say Yes Guilford does not count outside scholarships. So we encourage you to seek out other scholarship opportunities and allow Say Yes to assist you, but to never limit yourself in terms of scholarships and applying for other scholarships. We also will be having a line by line FAFSA walkthrough on November 9th. If you find that you are struggling with completing your FAFSA or you need some additional guidance, please tune in to our session, and you can register for these events at sayyesguilford.org/events, the same place that you came to register for tonight's event. And you will see a link to all of these various things. And keep in mind, in October, you have your NC College Application Week, where there are a variety of North Carolina institutions that will be waiving their application fees. So make sure you visit CFNC's website, cfnc.org, to find out more about those institutions, many of which we are partnered with. And the Say Yes Guilford YouTube page for our previously recorded webinars. Of course, tonight we're here live for you and here to answer your questions. But in case there's some, maybe you have some friends or family who aren't able to tune in and they have some questions, this session will be recorded and placed back on YouTube. On our YouTube channel, you can also find some previous sessions where we have had, and that consists of walking you through your college application timeline, cash for college, financial aid completion. So just make sure you check out our YouTube page. And as I mentioned, take advantage of all the scholarship resources that Say Yes Guilford has to offer. Next, we want you to stay connected to us. We have our website, sayyesguilford.org, and scholarship at sayyesguilford.org if you have any questions. And we want you to stay connected with us on social media. So follow us at sayyesguilford.org. We will now open the floor to some questions. We will now open the floor to some questions in our Q&A, and you can place those questions in the chat, and we will be happy to try to help you.
Right. I did see one question earlier. I think we answered it already, but someone was asking for clarification in regard to the FSA ID. And so, yes, if you have an FSA ID as a parent, that is wonderful. You already have an FSA ID that you can, use to sign in, but your student is the one that would need to use their FAFSA to log in with their FAFSA and FSA ID. And when it asks for the signature, the electronic signature, you would just sign in, so to speak, and you'll take care of it that way. We do encourage you that if you're doing your FAFSA, to use the IRS data retrieval tool. That's going to be a very easy process for you. And if for some reason you cannot, be sure that everything you put in is as accurate as possible. And then if there are any extenuating circumstances due to COVID, be sure to reach out to the financial aid office and give them your case, give them your situation so they can tell you more details.
Yes, and just further elaborating on that, as I mentioned, you will be using your 2020 tax returns to complete the FAFSA, but as Roche mentioned, your financial situation may not be accurately reflected in your 2020 tax returns. It is very essential that after you have been accepted and completed your FAFSA, that you then reach out to the institution to provide additional documentation to see what can be done to adjust your adjusted gross income and ensure that you are eligible for all of the aid that you can receive. And we are still here for more questions. If you have any more questions in particular about the application process, about how we award our payments or anything, we are here to answer your questions.
Someone just sent me a chat. Do we have to apply every year to the Say Yes program? And no, you don't apply every year. We just ask that students log into their account and they update their information every year, because we understand that contact information changes, email addresses change. Email is the main way that we communicate with students. So that's very important for them to log in and update it. And currently you may have a student who has migrated from our old portal to our new portal. That is a process that current scholars are doing. And we're just asking them to just log in and update their information. So that's all you have to do every year. And we do certify eligibility every year. So just because you get it 1 year doesn't mean to say you would get it all 4 years. We do look at income based upon our partnership with the college and university every year. So hopefully that answers your question, Maria.
And to elaborate even more, we communicate with the institution actually per semester. So let's say you go to UNCG one semester and then you go to GTCC. This is why it is essential to keep up with your login, not only for your FAFSA, because you are going to be completing that every year, but for say as Guilford, we just want to ensure that the school indicated in the portal is the school in which you're attending, because that is the school in which we will communicate with. So it is very essential that you do that. And if you are attending a public institution in North Carolina, it is also very important that you complete any necessary paperwork that they may have, such as a third-party authorization form or FERPA form. In the case, and this will legally allow them to share your data with SAYS Guilford. So please make sure that you complete all of those steps as you decide which school you're going to be going to and indicate that in your portal. We had a question in the chat about a student who may have previously attended GCS and is wanting to do their application. So we allow a 1 year grace period. So for the class of 2022, if this student graduated in 2021, then they can do their application on October 1st. We encourage you to do it during your senior year because, as you mentioned, that something like this may happen. You may have taken a break. You may decide to not go right off to college or to do an internship or something else. But if you go ahead and complete it in your senior year, then that sort of grandfathers you in to be considered and for eligibility. I hope that answered your question.
Responding to someone's inquiry. Definitely, I think, Marcus, can you put our email in the chat as well? scholarship@sayyesguilford.org. Thank you so much. Some of you may have questions, so specialized questions that we can't necessarily answer if it involves your name and such. All right, well, I guess that's it.
Well, again, we know that questions may come up as you continue out throughout the college application process or just throughout the financial aid process. And so, as you see in the chat, our email is scholarship@sayyesguilford.org. We hope to see you at some of our future events. I'll place those again on the screen so that you can see that. This is a great opportunity for you to get assistance with that FAFSA and also learn about other scholarship opportunities in our Cash for College, which is coming up on Tuesday, October 5th. So make sure you go again to sayyesguilford.org/events and register today for those events, and also stay connected with us on social media. This is essential because this will allow you to continue to stay updated. You'll see those reminders about indicating school enrollment, but also ensuring that your student is actively checking their email. That is the form of communication that we will use and that will be used even when their eligibility is determined. So it is essential that when they register, they use an email address that they will have continued access to. So sometimes students may want to use their GCS email. Unfortunately, that email will go away after they graduate. So it's very essential, as Wershay mentioned, to ensure that you are accurately updating that contact information, but also using an email address that is accurate. And we will not be able to send this link directly to all attendees. However, what you can do is visit YouTube, and if you type in "Say Yes Guilford," you'll see our YouTube channel, and you will see a multitude of recordings, and you'll see this one uploaded by Monday morning. And and in the chat, there's a direct link to our YouTube channel where you can see other scholarship information sessions we have done. This one will be uploaded before Monday morning. Again, we understand that some of your questions may come as you think, just as you digest everything or as you consider your various school options. And so again, scholarship@sayyesguilford.org, shoot us an email and we are here to answer your questions. Thank you all so much for tuning in this evening. And we hope that you complete your application beginning October 1st. And we hope to see you at our future events. It looks like we have one more question in the chat, and I don't want to neglect that question. And it is a question about attending school post undergrad. And so currently SAYS Guilford supports undergraduate students who are completing their associate's or bachelor's degree. And so currently SAYS Guilford does not support graduate students. Again, as you all continue throughout the college application process and explore your various opportunities, be sure to shoot us an email if you have any questions, and we are here to help you along